We got another Miami Dolphins mailbag on tap on this episode of Dolphins Today. I am Nic Rohloff. These take place on our Tuesday live show, so if you want to ask a question, be subscribed, turn on the notifications, and join us on Tuesday if you can. Our first question of the day will be coming in from Jonathan Soto, my guy from Melbourne, Florida. Do you think Miami keeps the two wide receiver UDFAs, that being Theo Weiss Jr. and Andrew Armstrong, I assume, and trades Tyreek Hill after June 1st? I have been very much on record advocating for the Dolphins to trade Tyreek Hill. And I know some people might think it's not worth it for the simple fact that you're not getting anything that will likely help you in the year of 2025. But you would save $15 million in cap space, and you would ultimately save $36.4 million in cap space for the 2026 season. And Tyreek Hill is, without a question, this is his final year in Miami due to his contract situation. So it's like, do you want us to get ahead of it, recoup some picks in the offseason? I get that. I don't think Miami ultimately trades Tyreek Hill. Do I want to? Yes, I would absolutely want to trade Tyreek Hill. So we potentially could get a corner out of it. I've thought out this idea multiple times. What if the Chiefs were interested? You trade Tyreek Hill and a 5th-round pick, or excuse me, Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs for Jaylen Watson, the corner, and a 5th-round pick. Like, I'm intrigued on that deal, right? We'll see, but I don't think anything ultimately happens. BR says, any rookie breakout predictions? I'll say this. I'll answer the question, BR. Appreciate the question. But I do think saying rookie breakouts are crazy, because to me, you have to be at a baseline before you break out. That's me, though. But if I had to pick one rookie to just flash out of the pan, I think I'm going to pick, believe it or not, and I'm going to go away from the cop-out answer of Kenneth Grant. I'm going to go Jordan Phillips, the defensive lineman from Maryland. I just don't want to do the cop-out first-round pick answer. Phillips has a real chance to be your starting nose tackle. Like, Benito Jones was solid in that role last year in rotation with Deshaun Hand, and he's the only one there this year. But if Benito regresses, like Phillips, who is one of the youngest players in the NFL, one of the youngest draft picks this past year, like, he had a really high run stop rate, ranked in the top 40 of defensive linemen, ranked in the top 20 in pass rush win rate at Maryland, a grinder, a hard worker, a strong defensive lineman. Like, I think Jordan Phillips could be a really good pick for the Fins in the 5th round. So if I had to give one that's not a high pick, I'm going Jordan Phillips from Maryland. All right, make sure you follow me over on X/Twitter for daily Dolphins content. Tweet about Miami Dolphins news. We got Dolphins highlights as well. On the road to 2,000 followers. We're 60 away from 1,800. Help me out. Hit that follow button. If anything ever happens on the Dolphins, I'll tweet about it before we make a video on YouTube. So get your Dolphins news there. And I'll also say this. If you missed our mailbag on our live show, you can always hit me up with questions over on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. Oh, my guy Rooski's in the building. What's up, Fumble Rooski? Despite the trade and trade talks, if they get rid of Jalen Ramsey, is it a retool for next year? No, it's not. No, it is not. The Dolphins, and here's the reason why I say no. If they traded Ramsey and Hill post-June 1st, yes, it is. But I don't think they are going to trade Tyreek Hill. So they're only, if they do trade Ramsey, that's the only one. And yes, the secondary would be horrid, as we're currently speaking. It's not a retool because I truly believe they are going to try to make the playoffs this year. And when you talk about a retool, I just think you're moving on from more than you did. Losing Javon Holland, Jordan Poyer, Calais Campbell, and Jalen Ramsey is not enough for me to constitute a retool. Like, yeah, you lost some pieces, but you have roster turnover every single year. You added to your offensive line. You're bringing back the same running backs, basically. You're bringing back the same wide receivers. You're bringing back the same tight end. You're bringing Tua back, the head coach, the GM. Like, your offense is more or less the same. And all you did is get younger and more big on the defensive line. And yes, the safety and cornerback room has questions, but if those are the only two position groups that really saw a massive change, it's not a retool in my opinion. you should also have an improved pass rush with Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips hopefully being healthy all year alongside Chop Robinson. So there's an argument to be had that this team is on paper just as good as the one last year outside of secondary, if not a little bit better. But we'll see. It's not a retool, though. YRS says, how do you feel about Jordan Phillips' role? Well, I didn't know this question was coming down the pipeline when I answered about Jordan Phillips just a couple minutes ago. But I kind of just laid out how I roll for Phillips, I think. I think he'll start out as a rotational nose tackle with Benito Jones with a chance to really take over that starting role. Like, the versatility on this defensive line is intriguing. Like, Sealer is not a one tech. He's not a nose tackle. He's a 3 tech. He can also play on the outside a little bit. But when you look at the 3D linemen that they added via the draft, Jordan Phillips, Kenneth Grant, Zeke Biggers, I think they could play different roles. They could all play 1 tech. They could play 3 tech. Like, Grant is just such an athletic freak. It's so fascinating to see how they will use all of these defensive linemen in rotation. But I believe Phillips can take over for Benito Jones year one. Like, I'm just so intrigued by his physicality, his hard work ethic, his mentality. He's just a good tone setter on that defensive line. I'm really, really excited to see him. And as you saw earlier on the show, I labeled him as the non-cop-out answer to be a breakout as a rookie. All right, this is going to go back to those trade rumors that we discussed here, but name a player you want the Dolphins to trade for. Could it be a wide receiver? Could it be a D lineman? Could it be a corner, a safety? If I had to pick one, I would probably choose between Jalen Watson from Kansas City or Greg Newsome from Cleveland, 2 corners in the last year of their deal. That would be upgrades for Miami. That would be probably my answers, but let me know your thoughts. Miami Dolphins fan, do you think Andrew Armstrong will get over 3 touchdowns? No, I do not. I like the aggressiveness from you, Miami Dolphins fan, and I'm a truther for Andrew Armstrong, the UDFA wide receiver from Arkansas, 6'4", 205, ran a 4.5, 140, led the SEC in receiving with 78 catches, 1,100-plus yards last season, but he only had 1 touchdown last year. Now you can attribute that to the offense that the Arkansas Razorbacks run, where they run the ball quite a bit inside the 5-10-yard line. But I don't think he will. Maybe I'm wrong. But he's got to make the team first. So maybe we're getting aggressive there. But he did have a good contested catch rate last season at Arkansas, 62%. So I'm going to lean no because they use their running backs, tight ends a lot in the red zone. That is Miami in terms of the passing game. And obviously you got to pencil in Waddle and Tyreek for at least 15 combined touchdowns. So I lean no for Andrew Armstrong. Sherry May, my queen. Talk to me about Bradley Chubb. I'm hearing some trade rumors. I don't like that one bit. Well, I'll tell you right now. Don't worry. There would have been worry earlier in the offseason. And Sherry May, you probably watched some of our content on the channel because earlier in the offseason, I said that I truly believe Bradley Chubb will be cut or post-June first trade candidate. But they restructured his contract. They lowered his base down to essentially nothing. And shout out to the veteran Bradley, but he took a massive pay cut to stay in Miami. Because I think what was basically laid out to him was like, Bradley, we really want you to be here. We've stuck with you as you rehabbed all last season. But the truth is, we need money to sign some free agents in March. And if you don't take a pay cut, we're just going to have to release you. And he was like, okay, I understand. I'll help you out. And he took a pay cut. So there would be no point to trading him at this point because he already took a pay cut. Could it happen next offseason or could he get cut next offseason? Definitely a possibility. Probably put it up in a high chance if he does not have a good year. But there is no world, in my opinion, where Bradley Chubb ultimately gets traded this offseason, especially after since he already took that contract restructure earlier in March. Tyson Bryant, my guy, with a question. How big of a chance do you see Kenneth Grant possibly winning Defensive Rookie of the Year? You know, I don't think it's crazy. I want to look at the fly here. Defensive Rookie of the Year odds. Like, I don't know who leads it. Actually, I do know who leads it. It's definitely Abdul Carter. But I don't know where Kenneth Grant is. And in an absolute robbery, ready for this? On the fly, this is crazy. I'm looking at the top odds according to whatever website this is, Sports Betting Dime. Abdul Carter 1, Mason Graham 2, Jalen Walker 3, Shamar Stewart 4, Travis Hunter 5, Will Johnson 6, Michael Williams 7, Jahdae Barron 8, Jihad Campbell 9, Mike Green 10. So they don't even have Kenneth Grant in the top 10 odds. I think that's blasphemous. I would have him above Jahdae Barron. I would have him above Mike Green. Hell, I would even have him above Will Johnson. As much as I like Will Johnson, everybody knows I'll have him above Travis Hunter because I don't think Travis Hunter will play that much on the defensive end. So I don't know. Plus 1,000, 10-1 odds. That's not bad. It's just tough for nose tackles to get love, which is why I'm shocked that Mason Graham's number 2 on the list, by the way, because I tweeted this out over the weekend. I think Kenneth Grant might be better than Mason Graham. He's got more explosiveness. He's got better size to him. He's got longer arms, a little T-Rex Mason Graham. I'll also throw this out there. When you watch the tape at Michigan, I saw Kenneth Grant get double-teamed way more than I saw Mason Graham get double-teamed. That's all I'll say. Do I think he'll win it? No, because I think Abdul Carter's a shoo-in. That's me personally. But 10-1 odds, plus 1,000, why not? All right, make sure you are subscribed to the channel for more YouTube content around the Miami Dolphins. It's 100% free. We put out sometimes 2 videos a day, but we definitely have videos every day, weekly live shows, live for every Dolphins game in the preseason, in the regular season. Join us today. We're a family. Isaac with a question. Could you see Ollie Gordon compete with Jaylen Wright for the RB2 spot? I'm going to lean no on that. And sorry, but I don't think so. I don't see that coming to fruition. And I just believe in Jaylen Wright, and I do think it takes a little bit of time to get a full understanding of the running back necessities, the asks, the requirements in a Mike McDaniel scheme. And when you drafted Jaylen Wright in the 4th round in 2024, you traded a future 3rd-round pick to get him. Like, you lost value on that trade because you valued Wright so high in the moment on day 3 of the 2024 draft. Like, so you obviously envision a high role for him. And I will say this. I think Ollie Gordon could compete to take over for the short yardage RB3 role that the Dolphins signed Alexander Mattison to in free agency. But I do not think he can give you what Wright gives you in terms of pass blocking, in terms of running routes, in terms of his explosiveness. I mean, Ollie Gordon ran a 4.6. He's a bruiser. He's not a speed guy. I think Wright has a decent amount of blend between speed and physicality, where I think he complements Achane well. I think Ollie Gordon could be the RB3 short yardage guy, but I'm not going to say he's going to be the RB2 just yet. Maybe if he balls out, I'll change my opinion. Kiami, how many more free agents do you see us signing / targeting in the next few weeks? Well, I don't know if I can put a timeline on it, my guy, but I do think that the Dolphins will be signing at least 2 players going forward. And I mean 2 players. I'm not talking about these low-level, like, waiver pickups like Matthew Butler, the defensive lineman. I'm talking real free agents. I think at least 2, because I think Miami will I know Miami will sign a corner, like a legit corner, whether it's Asante Samuel Jr., maybe he signed already, hopefully not. Sorry, we're recording this on Tuesday. Rasul Douglas, Stephon Gilmore, some of these other names like James Bradbury as well. Yeah, I see them signing 1, maybe even 2 of those guys. Maybe another offensive lineman. So I lean 2. That's probably what I'll answer there. All right, the Dolphins schedule was released this week. Predict the record for Miami in 2025. It's tough. They can go anywhere between 7-10 and 10-7. I hate to be a little bit of a negative Nick here on today's show, but I think it's kind of a barely fight for your life above 500 wildcard team. We'll see, though. That's my prediction. Let me know yours. Every Noodle with a question. Do you see the safety room filling out? I've seen Ashton Davis and Ifatu Melifonwu, but it could be shaping up with Melifonwu, Campbell, Nick Morris. Elijah Campbell, that is. So this is how I see the safety room going out. I think you're going to have your 2 starting guys be Melifonwu and Davis. Is that a good thing? I don't know. Both were signed to one-year deals. Both have had injury concerns in their past, but display potential to be really good. Dante Trader Jr. will be on the depth chart. You drafted him in the 5th round. You do not cut a 5th-round pick before the season begins. So Dante Trader Jr. will be on the roster. And there's buzz about how they believe he could be a contributor right away, whether it's a third safety or special teams guy. Does have a lot of special teams experience. The question is, do they keep 4 or 5 safeties? Because I think Melifonwu and Davis and Trader Jr. are locks. So if they keep 4, who gets it between McMorris and Campbell? Campbell has a lot more special teams value, but if you also use Dante Trader Jr. in that role, do you need a special teams guy or do you need a true safety? You drafted McMorris in the 6th round of the 2024 draft out of Cal. I think if I gave my prediction right now, I'll go 4 safeties, and I think McMorris gets cut, the 6th rounder from last year. Because Campbell just has good versatility, been on the team for a while. I think he would make it. Now, do I want to see the Dolphins keep 5 safeties? I probably would, honestly. I think I want to keep 5. Give me another year of McMorris. Give me one more chance and have the 5 of them. Because remember, like I mentioned, Melifonwu, Campbell, Davis, all 1-year deals. So you might need to keep around these rooks and second-year guys to be fill out the roster next season. So that's how I feel it shapes out. Brian Aycock with a $25 super chat. My guy, Brian Aycock. Miami wins 10 games and upsets a team to win a playoff game. OG Aycock prediction. Brian, there is nothing I want more for you to be right. Nothing. My question is, who on the road are they going to be? Because if they are a 10-win team, that means they are a wild card team. They're not winning the division at 10 wins. And you said they go on the road to win an upset. Who are they upsetting? Are they going to Baltimore in January? Are they going to Buffalo? Are they going to Kansas City? No, they would probably have to be the 5 seed and go to the 4 seed, which is likely going to be the Texans, Jags, one of those 2 teams, which is obviously either a Dome or a Southern team. So if the Dolphins are to win a playoff game this year, they need to either win the division and get home field, or they need to be the number 1 wild card team, so they play a Dome or warm team on the road in game 1. Like, that's my thoughts on it. I hope you're right, OG Aycock. I hope you're right. I'm just a little bit of a pessimist, I suppose. All right, I'll do it for today's show. If you didn't get a question featured on today's mailbag, you could always hit me up on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. Go give me a follow, because I also got Dolphins content over there outside of our YouTube shows. So go give us a follow today.